Now I'm going to show you how to use the round wrap templates, and we're going to make a project as well, but first of all I'm going to take you through the templates. So if you buy the templates separately, you know how to use them, and then we'll show you a project just to give you a bit of inspiration of different ways. Have a look at all the other different wraps as well, because they've all got different demonstrations with them, different techniques of ways of using them. You'll be amazed how many different ways you can use these. It's not just a simple drawing round one. You can cut strips, you can do all sorts of things. Let's show you what you're going to get. Now, because this is a round set, it's not square or triangle, there's not a lot different you can do. Once you've got a round, it doesn't really matter. So this can be either landscape or portrait, whichever way you want it. Now, whether that's going to be going that way across a card, bending round like that, or whether it's going to bend that way. You can't tilt these ones because it's round. It's round. There's not a lot you can do with it. Now you've also got the large one, then you've got 6 different sizes. But not only are you getting the sizes, the 6 sizes, you're also getting all the different matte and layering sheets to match as well. And you can see these are going from set 1 to set 6, and you can see how they're getting bigger and smaller. What you would do is print this out, say 6 times, and then cut out all the individual layering sheets so you've got them to use any time that you want, and you go right up to the big ones. So I'm going to show you what I've done here. Let me just put these out of the way. They can go there. Here's an example of one of the sets. Now the great thing is you just print off the set that you want, or even the 2 pages. So say you want in the set, you just want 1, 4 and 5 size. Well, print it out 3 times, cut out the sizes you want, and just save those. I store them on just a piece of paper, and I use some masking tape just to keep them always ready. This one's not ready yet. Those are the matte and layer rounds ready to go over here, and you can see here how I've cut these all out, and they're all ready. See, that one will layer over the top of that one, and that one will layer over the top of that one, and that one will layer over the top of that one, right down to this one as well. So if I wanted to say, cut different sizes, say I wanted to start off with this one, well then it's so easy to use, and because you can print them off anytime you want. Say you've got a piece of card or a piece of paper, you just literally take your masking tape and just stick that down, a bit of masking tape, draw around it with a pencil, and then just cut out the shape, and you'd end up with a shape like this. This is ready for doing the project. That one's size was slightly larger. So there is how to use them. You can use them as many times as you like, and I say if you should lose one or damage one, this is just done onto paper, simple and easy to do. If you want to do it onto card, then it'll template last you a bit longer. They last for ages. All you've got to do is put them in a little plastic wallet, keep them taped to the page if you want to, and just use them any time you want. They're always ready. So you don't have to feel like you've got to cut them all out in one go. Just choose the size that you want. So you can like up to an A4 card, down to a rather small card, and you've got various ways of using them. Now, what you've also got, now if you're just going for this, the project, you get all the pages to print off with the coloured already cut out. You've got the flowers, or you've got to cut them out and carry on making the project. If you want just the templates, well then you can just get the templates, but that's in another section too. So what I'm going to do here is I've got a nice piece of card, and I'm going to do like a gatefold. Now if you actually print off the template for this, so simple and easy to do. If you want to, use a piece of masking tape to keep that in position so it doesn't slip. So all you've got to do with this though is lay it over the top, you put your ruler on here like so, and you just score it down the dotted line. Doesn't matter if you ruin this piece of paper, you can print this off as many times as you like and use this template. So you've always got the template so you know where the perfect fold is going to be. And this one should last you, you know, quite a few different cards that you're making. As you see, I've not gone right through it. I've just marked it. You can see how that's creased. Now this is creased onto here. If I press down, you can't see it until I actually fold it, and you can see that's folded over naturally where it's going to be. Obviously that's the front of the card there with a nice design on. This one will naturally fold over again where I put the crease, and then you've got the perfect folded gate card there. So simple, so easy to do, and if you lose it, you just print it off, and you've always got the right template for an A4 sheet of paper there. So next, what we're going to do, well, we're going to make the wrap to go around this. we're going to wrap around the clock, literally. Well, maybe not around the clock, but the next half hour. So I've got I'm just going to put a piece of white paper here. Now I've got the first one cut out. So you can imagine that's been cut out already, and that's going to go over the card. Now I've just creased it slightly there, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. I've done the next layer, and that's going to go over the top here. So you just kind of, you've already cut this one out ready. So that's going to go over the top and stick down. I've got double-sided tape on the back of that. So there's the first layer. Now if I wanted to, I could use the mat and layers for the rest of them, but I'm going to actually put an extra strip down the centre. Now you don't have to use the centre bit. I've just got the strip down the centre. You've got a nice little pink strip there, and just double-sided tape on the back, and then you've got that to go over the top, because that's going to be covered with the different stackers. We're going to use the big stackers on this one. But before I add the stackers, I'm just going to make sure it's secure around the back of the card. So there's my card. I'm just going to put this down onto my board, and I'm going to position, oh, that's moved around. Let's put a little bit more glue onto this one. It's not sticking down very well. Just put a little bit of extra glue on there, and then stick that down. In position precisely. There you go. Let's press that down. There you go. That's stuck down now. So you've got that. Oh, it's not right in the position. I'm not getting this in the right position, am I? So before it dries the glue, let's put that in position properly. And there you go. That should be perfect now. So there's my wrap again. So I'm going to pop that onto my card so I get the right where it's going to bend exactly. So I'm going to pop that there. And if you want, you can stick it down, which I think I will do, because knowing my look, it'll go all over the place. It's a boring picture, that, Lorraine. Thank you. She's probably reading the Woman's Weekly or some other kind of paper. Never mind twittering. Then I'm just going to stick that down, and what I'm going to do, that's where I want it, and then just turn it over. Now if you want, you can take your embossing tool just to help, because I'm using card here. If you're using paper, you don't need to as much, and I'm just scoring it where it's going, just help it bend over. And if you're wondering why I've got little bits of paper on here, it's because I had some glue there and I didn't want it to stick down. So that's going over the back there like that. And then I'm going to stick that down. Now this is going to get covered up, so don't worry about that. So just a little bit of glue. There you go, a little bit of glue on there, and then that's going to stick down like so.
That's one way to shut you up.
One way to shut me up, well, I see. So that's stuck down. I'm going to put a bit more glue on here, the edges. A bit more glue there, a bit more glue there. Stick it down. There you go. Now what I would do, I'm going to need them. I'm going to need all these, but what I would do is perhaps take one of these. I'm going to need them all in a bit, because I'm going to go, maybe I'll go with, I'm not going to put all these on because I think it's a little bit too much. So I think I might stick that one down on the bottom. Stick it over there to cover up that join. And if I want, I can also layer these up as well, you see. I've got a little extra bit that fits like that. And then there's the next one that goes on the top of that. So I'm putting like the stackers, but I'm using them on the back as well. So this is a big stacker. So you don't... Is that you emptying your bag of bottles?
Must be something like that, yeah.
So I'm turning that over. Anyway, you can see now that that's in the right place. I can take my bit of tape off. And, oh dear, you had a good party last night, dear. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like somebody's emptying all the bottles into the bin outside. That's the joys of having a studio next to a pub. And it's all right for some people. What I've got here now is you can also download and print this off. If you've gone for the project, you can make this exact card. As you can see these up close and personal eventually. There you go. You've got all the different layers. Now I've cut them out already and I've put glue on the back ready to stick down. So this one's got some glue there. Ew, you've used that spray glue. Anyway, that's going to go over, fits perfectly over the top, and it's going across the band there. So you could leave it like that if you wanted to. A nice little wrap that slides up and down. But because they are stackers, oh, this is sticking too much. Maybe a top and a bottom to this paper. There you go, that's that one. You see how you're building these up here? And that one can come off there. And all you're doing is building it up. Try and position it directly over the top. And you can decide how many layers you want to put up. So I shall make that decision. Oops. That's not sticking, that's stuck too much. And that can go there like that. And you can see I'm building these layers up.
Yep.
Can you see that? I wasn't asking you. It's Lorraine's on cameras today, so she keeps answering me back. It's not like a lady, is it? There you go. Layer up, layer up, layer up. You can go as many as you want. I'm probably doing too many now, but never mind. And let's do this last one here. Just one more. Pop that on there. There you go. So I've got a wrap, but I've also got the stackers on the top there. You can see how that's layered up and given that pyramid effect. And then you've got your card, and you can slide it up and down. You've got your different little seal at the back here. You've got your card. If you wanted to, you could take another one of these and maybe stick it there. And if you don't want it to slide down, then that will keep it in position. And you could put happy birthday on there or do anything you want. So that's just one way of using these fantastic stackers and the wraps. So if you want to make that exact card like that, then all you've got to do is download it, and if you want the templates on their own, well then you can do that as well.